connected to his phone. Max tells the guy to say that he's nervous because he's never been held at gunpoint before. The leader of the operation notices his officer isn't handling his weapon well and lets the driver go to avoid being called out for misconduct. Then the wife arrives in her car with her baby, while Max is hidden in the back with the kid held at gunpoint. The cops see nothing wrong with her and let her pass. Both vehicles stop by the road later and the family reunites, but before letting them go, Max destroys their phones and shoots one of their car's tires. Seeing the baby cry, Elena feels guilty. Then the couple leaves in the van with Sophie still tied in the bathtub. A few hours later, they stop in the middle of the road so Sophie can empty her pee bucket, but now that she can talk she explains she isn't Sophie, she's her daughter Marie. They just happen to look a lot alike now that her mother went through the procedure. Max doesn't believe her and searches the information on the internet, which says Sophie only had one daughter that died ages ago and whose grave she was visiting in the cemetery. Marie explains that precisely to avoid press attention she was kept out of the spotlight, but Max doesn't believe her and takes her back to the tub. However, Elena is starting to have doubts. Eventually they find an abandoned hotel and decide to spend the night there. Marie is allowed to be out and she insists she isn't Sophie, explaining she actually hates her mother's work because it's unethical and that she's on the couple's side. Elena begins arguing with Max, who still doesn't believe her, and he points out that even if the story is true, Marie should still be a match for Elena because it's the same DNA as her mother. Elena is horrified by Max wanting to use a child and leaves the room. Marie asks for a shower, so Max takes her to the bathroom. While Marie explains that Sophie had invented the age transplant method while trying to cure her sister, Max turns around so she can change, and Marie takes this chance to hit him and run away. Marie immediately runs to the woods, where it's dark and there's no signal for the phone she stole. She notices a light nearby meaning she's being chased so she hurries up, but when she's about to cross what she thinks it's a big puddle, it turns out to be a deep hole and she begins sinking. Marie tries to grab onto a fallen tree and has no choice but to yell for help. Luckily the light turns out to be Elena, who quickly helps her get out. The women return to the hotel and Marie can finally have her shower. When she takes off